Hey guys, so today we're gonna upgrade my brother's Tacoma. It's got this old crappy CD player and we're gonna upgrade it and put on CarPlay. And I got this bargain CarPlay from Amazon, and there's a different name brands and stuff like that, and whichever one you get, the installation will be the same. So let's give it a shot. All right, so let's take a look at what's in this box. Okay, so here's the screen. This is for the Toyota Tacoma. Fits the whole bezel really nice, and I know this is where the AC and stuff goes, the buttons. It's a good looking screen. It's not too deep at all, so it shouldn't be too hard to get the wires back there. There it is. Comes with RCA wires that you need. Okay, this looks like the GPS transponder. Manual Android media car player. Okay, this SHA 1623. So I'm sure there are many similar models to this, and probably under different names and things like that, but installation should be basically the same. Okay, here's a rear view camera. All right, it's a good looking camera. All right, here's the connector to the back of the unit itself. And these are the connectors that go to the Toyota car. And this plugs into the back of the unit, so that should be really easy too. And this looks like a microphone, if you want to plug in a microphone also. Some screws. I assume that's for mounting the rear view mirror, rear view camera. Little very small Phillips screwdriver, and this pry tool, which is actually pretty handy to pry open the plastic parts on the car. All right, so let's hook it up, follow directions, hook it up, and test it out. Take out this panel so that we could take out the old stereo. So you need a tool like this, like the one they gave you. And you pry it out. Be careful if you use a screwdriver, because you'll scratch up your car if you do. And there'll be these plugs, and what you want to do is just unplug them just to get them out of the way. All right, so with the number 10 bit, there's some screws in here. You can see the nuts right here, right there. So there's 4 of them. You need to open all 4. All right, so once you got all 4 of those out, you can pull out the stereo. Okay, we should be able to pull everything out. All right, there you go. You can see those are the bolts that we just took out right there. So back here, we got to unplug all these guys. All right, and then your stereo will be free. You will still need this plate to put into the new thing, so the new stereo won't come with that. All right, so to move this panel that we need to get this guy out, looks like there is a Phillips right there, a little screw right there on that side, and of course another one on this side. So let's unscrew those, and hopefully everything comes out. All right, so let's take out that little screw. It's being held by something on the inside. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take out this plate too. Take out the stereo, I guess. All right, so after you got rid of those screws, I popped it out already, but you pop it out, and that should expose the screws we need to take out screws to take out this plate. So it looks like there's 3. Okay, this plate looks like there's some more screws we need to take out. Maybe this plate here. Is that all of them? Let's see. All right. So after you take that off, now we could get to these screws here. I see it now. Now we should be able to lift it out. Okay, so we got that. We need this, of course. This we won't need anymore, so let's put that aside. All right, so we'll get this plate on now, and then we'll put in this sucker. You're gonna have to do a little wiggling to get it in. That's odd, because if you look here, this kit that I have doesn't line up exactly with these 3. You can see the top one lines up, but not these. So we'll just have to work around that challenge. All right, so I'm gonna use the screws that the pack came with. All right, so I ended up just breaking off those tabs and just putting a screw right here just to kind of grip on the edge on both sides. So that should be good enough. And there we go. So this guy, we're just gonna route to the rear camera so that we'll be ready, and then we'll put everything back before we install the rear camera. Okay, so this kit comes with these auxiliary lines and things like that for RCA, but we're not going to use any of it. We're just going to use the lines, the speaker lines that it comes with, no amps or anything like that. So we won't be needing any of these things. Okay, so the only thing I think we'll need of all those things is right here is the camera input. So we'll need that, which is this guy right here, and we will plug him in there. All right, so for the GPS antenna, I don't even think I'm going to use it, but I'm going to hook it up anyway, and we're just going to keep it in the back. All right, so I'm just going to connect the backup camera line to the stereo. Now let's hook everything up back here. Put this guy in there, and basically whatever you have back here, you're gonna plug in. All right, so all these plugs in, they only fit one thing, so you're gonna have to find the guy that it fits, and you don't need them all, not with the stereo that I have, because I don't have any amp options or anything like that. This one, I don't think we need that one. This last one goes right here to your controls, your hazard lights and stuff like that. This one is your backup camera RCA, and I put it the antenna last because that's the shortest line. We need to put everything in before we plug that. Okay, Now we're just gonna put everything back. Okay, so from the original piece, you need to get these clips out. In here, all right, and that should allow us to click in like that. All right, so we're gonna plug everything back just the way you found it. Click it in place. All right, so that's the way it looks. Let's turn on the engine and see if it looks good. All right, we have something. So let's first start with the radio. Find a station. All right, we'll turn that down. We know it works. We got audio, so let's hook it up. Well, take that out. So the radio works, so let's hook it up to CarPlay. All right, we're able to pair it, and we're starting up CarPlay. All right, looks good. We're all set with CarPlay now, so that's good too. So now we can have navigation through the cell phone and music through the cell phone too. We don't have to be on radio anymore. Let's see what he got. My brother listens to Taylor Swift.
Yes, I'm a Swiftie.
All right. Can't leave that on because I'll get copyright infringements. Okay, so let's try to hook up the rear view camera now. All right, so now we need to remove this to get to the reverse lights. My brother took off the screws already. I need to take off that one. Let's take it off. There should be a little notch that you gotta pull it out through, but there. Okay, so what you want is the reverse light, which is this guy right here, okay? All right, so from there, you go to these cables right here. And what you want to do is you want to tap into it and hook up your power source. Tapped into it, okay? Okay, so underneath, I'm routing it from the license plate area down here up to the rear lights. The lines with this, I'll leave a link in the description for one of these, but basically you just crimp it over the line and it'll tap into it. So what it's going to do, you see that? It's just going to crimp over, and then that'll give you the ability to tap into the line, and then you'll be able to put in a terminal. Alright, so I'm going to crimp this thing on. And it should allow me to tap in. So I'm going to do it to both sides. One will be ground. I could get ground from anywhere in the car chassis too if I need to. But I'm going to use just this ground right here. Make sure it penetrates the wire. And now we should have access to both these lines. And for the other side, I'm going to use the male terminal. Okay. Strip out the line. Use this guy right here. Crimp them in tight. Okay, so from there, I'm gonna put the red to the red and the black to the white with the black stripe. And that should allow us to tap into the reverse lights. So let's just put this down and test it out. As I forgot to put the reverse trigger on the car stereo in there too. So I need to redo that and add this reverse trigger line too. Tap this to the red positive, of course. All right, so this time I have that extra line that I'm gonna tie to that trigger switch on the stereo. Plug that in. All right, let's test it out before I put everything back. So I'm just gonna tuck the video line underneath here and route it back there. Nothing fancy, just tucking it underneath. That way I don't have to remove anything. So let's go back here. All right, so under here there's this cap, and I remove the cap, and that's how I'm going to get the line out. That is somewhere right here, so I'm going to thread the line through. So I have this hanger, and you can see it's right there, so I'm going to use that to fish the line through. Okay, so I fished that line through. So now, just taking it out from underneath. And from there, we'll route it to the back of the truck bed, and we should be done. All right, so the line is through. I'm just gonna kind of just cap it up with that line sticking out. Just like that. All right, so under here, I'm just gonna clean up the wires and zip tie it all up nice and neat. It's a mess right now, so I have to clean it up. All right, so what I did was I just screwed in these two screws right here for the camera, just to the plastic license plate frame, and tighten it up right there so that, you know, if you need to adjust it a little bit higher, a little bit lower, loosen that up and tighten it. So let's give it a shot. All right, so let's check out the reverse. There it is, right side up. Awesome. So CarPlay works, we got everything.